Communities and government clash over land rights. Government and NGOs united in action against dengue. Young chef bringing Timorese cuisine to the international stage. Welcome back to RTTL World News. I'm Sonia Madeira. Families in Madoi village are said to be displaced as plans to expand Dili International Airport progress. While the government has provided compensation for homes and trees, 52 families claim this is not enough. RTTL's Vicky Madeira sought to understand some of these disputes.
A community since 1979 forced to move as the airport expands. The Timor-Leste government has started taking back the land of the Madoi village communities, providing compensation for houses and trees to more than 200 households. However, 52 of these households have requested the government also pay for the land that they have been living on for almost 40 years.
If the government makes it compulsory, we will not answer. They must pay a little bit, because we are not new here. It started in 1979. We live here already.
Mr. Pereira says the Land Commission initially decided the land belonged to the communities, but in the end, the Ministry of Transport and Telecommunications disputed this, claiming the land belonged to the state.
We have entered the court, and the Land Commission has given us some letters saying we can be approved for this land. But in the end, we dispute again with the state. We do not agree with this.
The communities have been dependent on the land on which they live, growing fruit and vegetables to support their livelihoods.
The community lives with sadness and suffering. They live with agriculture. If they leave this land, they have to live well in a new place.
The village chief of Madoi has criticized the government's handling of the dispute.
When we look at the real context, there are no people in a country who dispute with their government. If this happens, it means that there is a failure or some fragile measures in the competent ministry.
The land dispute case is currently being processed in court, with lawyers representing the communities confident.
Now this process is going on in court and its end is not clear who owns this land. Therefore, we who accompany the communities believe that they all have a clear history and facts, and there is also strong and clear evidence that the land belongs to the communities.
The Ministry of Transport and Telecommunications reaffirmed that the community will have to live regardless of the court case result.
The land belongs to the state, or if there is a resources that is in favor of their community. They must leave because according to the master plan, the first phase affects them.
Mr. Manetelu added that the state will pay the affected communities if they win in court.
You receive your money first for your house and trees. The money is already there. But if you go ahead with the resources and you win, the state pays for the land. Because even if they win, they have to leave.
The affected communities have requested the government pay $40 per square meter for the land. Vicky Madeira, Judas Magno, RTTL World News.
Massive fogging operations and door-to-door education have been implemented to reduce a surge in dengue fever across the country. But cases continue to rise, with 14 people dying and over 2,000 cases being reported in the last 7 weeks.
an urgent effort to tackle a deadly dengue surge.
We as a community feel dengue is a serious disease and life-threatening because it can be fatal. My son got dengue in 2024 and he was hospitalized at the National Hospital for 2 weeks.
My daughter got dengue and my sister-in-law too. My daughter was hospitalized at the dengue center in Tasitolu in 2022, and my sister-in-law in December last year suffered from dengue and was hospitalized in Rttl.Ep clinic.
The Delhi Health Authority and NGOs partners have come together to keep up the fight, taking dengue prevention action.
Dengue cases are increasing every day, and the Delhi Health Department is facing a lack of transportation, clothes to bag the abate, and the people to support fogging operations and educate people about dengue prevention measures.
Delhi has recorded the highest number of dengue cases among all municipalities, following a surge over the last 2 months. Almost 2,000 patients have been hospitalized in Delhi and 11 have died.
In the current situation, we need to join hands and work together to save our children who are now affected by dengue.
In the last 3 weeks, the authorities have intensified fogging operations in Delhi.
We have started the fogging operation with 2 teams that are spraying in the Donalesu and Christuray areas, but we have limited cars to support the team.
The local organization Hamutuk Nasang Saudavel or Hamnasa promised to offer a car to support fogging operations.
Delhi Health Authority is seeking support from its partners, so Hamnasa offered a car with the driver to support the fogging team.
Dengue is preventable, but it requires collective action and proactive preparation.
Right now, I do follow all the prevention measures, like getting rid of the still water and cleaning the bucket and the house, and also making sure every family member uses mosquito nets and use repellent to avoid mosquito bites.
Dengue is rapidly increasing, but the health team has not come to spray mosquitoes and distribute abate here.
This is the worst dengue season since 2022, and it is not over yet. The danger period lasts until April. A call to action for every institution and household to act now to protect our people and families. Pauline Quintão, RTTL World News.
In Timor-Leste, local culinary delights are often found only at family dinners, traditional ceremonies, and community celebrations. But a 21-year-old chef studying at the East Timor Development Agency, or EDDA, boldly brought these heritage dishes to compete in the 2026 Young Chefs Olympiad in India.
Melki Rudi Lekibere Cunha had not always dreamed of becoming a chef.
When I first came to EDDA for a course, I had no idea what the culinary world was. I took a course here, then volunteered as a barista for 4 months. And then they hired me to work here as a barista.
The 21-year-old hospitality superstar was chosen by EDDA to train to become a chef ahead of the Young Chef Olympiad.
Through institutions, we receiving letter invitation from Young Chef Olympiad from India, and we have to submit some of the documentation to fulfill the criteria as a member or competitor member. And the second, of course, like selection of the competitor, like a young chef. And the young chef has to present design their own menu and presenting their own like culinary traditional dish. And it's like internal. We are doing the internal selections, and then and we internal judging for this. That's the criteria.
From there, Melky Rudy began his transition from barista to chef.
Cooking was very difficult for me. I could cook at home, but coming to a commercial kitchen was very different. I had to adapt to the new environment, but I started practicing and watching other chefs cook and make flames appear in the pan. Then I tried it, and I could do it, and that's what really sparked my interest.
In this small kitchen, he began to hone his skills. With limited preparation, Melky left for the Young Chef Olympiad last month, competing alongside 50 contestants from 50 different countries.
I never thought of competing there. I always thought that contestants from other countries must prepare very thoroughly. They have good finances. Their spices must be expensive.
He brought the culinary heritage of Timor-Leste to the prestigious global stage.
There, we presented our local food, ikan saboko. We wrapped in banana leaves and steamed with our spices such as lemongrass, ginger, and basil. And people immediately noted this as a heritage dish of Timor-Leste.
Timor-Leste won 2 categories. Melky Rudy's mentor Marcelino Meles Freitas won Best Mentor, and Melky Rudy won the Dr. Suborno Challenge Trophy in collaboration with his Uzbekistani counterpart.
It's such a collaboration between two countries. They provide all the ingredients. Then we create the menu, and we work together, share experiences in competitions, and also exchange cultures. I collaborated with Uzbekistan, and I felt incredibly enriched learning from them and communicating with each other, despite cultural and linguistic differences.
Melky Rudy's success was celebrated among the local culinary industry, with hopes the government will support its growth and help put Timorese cuisine in the global spotlight in the future.
This trophy is not just for individuals, not just for Eta, me and my mentor, but for Timor-Leste. This can attract young people and everyone to open their eyes to our cuisine. We have joined ASEAN. We ask the government to pay attention to culinary culture in Timor-Leste.
I'm very happy that Timor-Leste, despite being late to the culinary world, was able to win this award. This is an inspiration for all young people.
Melky Rudy also took part in the United World of Young Chefs, a non-competitive cultural and networking event where he and Marcelino prepared and presented authentic Timorese dishes for all participants to try. A historic achievement, showcasing a young nation's timeless traditional flavors. Zegedes, Judas Magno, RTTL World News.
A Timorese-owned tourism venture is using dirt bike tours to showcase the country's landscapes and culture. In an interview with our presenter Jagedes, a guide from Dili Dirt Bikes explains how the initiative creates jobs for young locals while offering visitors an authentic and safe adventure experience.
What inspired you to start guiding bike tours in Timor-Leste?
I was studying, my background is not really related with the tourism side because I was studying about public health. But I have one unique hobby, which is I love to be hiking and also doing traveling. And also I love to doing biking. So this is really inspiring me to doing that. Because some of the youth, even they have the same age like me, they will think that after I finish the study, maybe I can't get a job. But for me, if anything that I could say, or anything that I see some of job opportunity that's shared in social media, I try my best to apply. And it's really a good news for me because I was hiring by that and working with Dili Dirt Bike.
Okay, what is unique to Timor-Leste that make it a good place for riding dirt bikes?
One of the most unique things here is about the history of the Timor-Leste is still alive, and the beautiful of the nature is still untouchable, and also with the tradition and amazing people.
Could you please tell us more about what is the goal of this venture?
In Dili Dirt Bike, our goal is to provide a job and opportunities to a young Timorese people, especially in tourism side or tourism development. This is our goal to promote this.
Who is your target of audience, for example, their nationality, age, or background, your target?
A lot of tourist people came here mostly from Australia. And also not only from Australia, but we hope some of the other tourist people came here like from UK, Japanese, New Zealand, or any other country. So we could explore more about Timor-Leste, and we want any other nation to know about who is Timorese it is or who is Timor-Leste it is.
How do your tours connect visitors with Timorese culture and traditions?
When we stop in some places, like accidentally we stop in some of the local people's houses. That people didn't know who is us and why did we came here. But we're just doing the tour, like we want to have fun. We want to show to our client that this is how the Timorese people living in real life. And according to our tradition, most of Timorese people are really kind, and also they're really good in hospitality service as well. Even they don't know who we are, but they still came and approached to us. Please come to my house, have some tea, have some snack. This is how we connected our clients with our local people or our local communities. Timorese people always welcome everyone else, even we don't know each other from different nations, different colors, but we are all one.
How will this venture benefit the people of Timor-Leste?
I could say that a lot of clients that we've been taking there, a lot of visitors that we've been taking to the local communities, I can say that it's directly benefit to them, because in urban area, like in Dili, for example, in Dili, we could see a lot of strange people. We can see a lot of Malay came over to Dili. But in rural area or remote area, not a lot of tourist people can go there.
So how safe dirt biking for tourists?
Safety is the most our priority. Like every touring that we provide, we always have a clear briefing before we're doing the activities or before we start the activities. And also we engage our client with a tour guide or local guide. And also the other thing is everywhere we go, we have a plan about the road or about the destination that we are going to do or we're going to pass by these places. Yeah.
What does Dili Dirt Bike mean to you?
So personally for me, Dili Dirt Bike, it's mean a lot to me, because when I finished my study in the university, I was really lucky because they hired me and working with them in 2022 until now. And now I was like, it is a little bit far from my background, but it was really good, and also like improving me as well. How am I going to improve my English speaking with the Malay as well? And also as a woman, I've been proud to doing this touring with a man as well. Maybe some of the people might be thinking women cannot do this, women cannot do that. But in this area, in globalization, I could say that women can do, and it's really fun and it's really adventure.
How are you marketing your business domestically and internationally?
Mostly right now we're doing our promotion or marketing in social media, like Instagram, we do have Facebook, and also we do have TikTok. And we have our own website as well.
Well, a little bit about the finance. Who are your financial backers? For example, is the business totally Timorese owned?
Yes, Dili Dirt Bike is owned by Timorese people, 100% Timorese.
Thank you very much for your time talking with us with RTTL News.
Well, thank you very much for inviting me here as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Angisu Barbosa was a footballer who began his career in 2002. The same year, Timor-Leste gained independence, and he is still actively playing football today. At the age of 39, while many of his peers have retired, he remains a key player for Rttl FC and has led his team to compete in the final of the RTTL-Cup.
Age is just a number. At the age of almost 40, Angisu Barbosa, better known as Anggi, is still standing tall on the field.
I am very happy because I can play in a club as big as this. It is not easy, and I am here not just as a compliment to the team.
The 39-year-old led his teammates against Asalam FC in the RTTL-Cup semi-finals, fighting their way to the final. He continued to play tenaciously as a centre-back, relentlessly closing down space to protect his area from the attacks of the young and energetic opposing players. Anggi played the full 90 minutes without being substituted and successfully led his team to victory in the match.
Anggi is an experienced player. His composure, he's matured, and it tells you football sometimes you need experience, because you could see he's helping us with his experience. And yes, he's playing 90 minutes week in and week out. And I don't stress him, I don't overload him at training. You know, I know how I handle him. So Anggi is a good player, and I think he can help the national team.
Anggi is inspiring both to his team's young players and opponents.
I feel very proud because he is a senior player. Since childhood, I dreamed of following in their footsteps, and in fact, I am now starting to follow in those footsteps and can even compete with them.
Playing with senior players like Angisu, I can learn from him. Sometimes when I make mistakes, he motivates me.
And football, sometimes you need some player on the field to coach the young ones. And that is what he has been doing for us.
Former teammate Jose Fonseca has retired, but he is proud that Anggi is still in top form.
He is still capable of playing despite his age and physical condition, even in the high-intensity League Cup. As a friend who once played alongside him, I am in awe of his abilities. I still want to play football like him, but I can't.
Both Anggi and Fonseca played in the Thai League in 2014, becoming the first Timorese players to play abroad after Timor-Leste's independence.
With my experience, hopefully I can motivate the young players.
Angisu Barbosa also currently holds the record as the Timor-Leste national team player with the most caps, with 30 caps. Zegeres, RTTL All News.
Southeast Queensland is home to the state's largest concentration of koalas, but numbers have dropped drastically since the early 2000s. While experts warn the population is still in dire straits, there are signs new technology and community action have helped stabilize numbers in some areas.
A suburban parkland on Brisbane's Bayside, and the search is on for a favourite Australian mammal.
It's something that makes Redlands unique, the fact that we have these amazing animals still living in our neighbourhoods.
But koalas are becoming harder to find. Urban development has reduced their habitat, decimating numbers in the Redlands since the turn of the century.
Those koalas are functionally extinct and will not be here in 50 years.
But the council is adamant it can turn the tide.
I think there's a lot we can do, and we're definitely trying to do that.
Data collection is improving. Community members can now snap koala sightings and log them online. while cameras are training an artificial intelligence system to detect the marsupials so that soon road signs can alert drivers when koalas are nearby in real time. Researchers involved say early signs are promising.
Population was declining, but at some point, depending on the data set you're looking at, between 2019 and 2021, there doesn't seem to have been a change.
Some conservationists argue the population will never recover fully because of the pace of development. The latest flashpoint is Ormiston College, which is planning a major expansion of its campus, which would see hundreds of koala habitat trees removed. But the school says it would be a win for koalas, promising to replant the trees, including crucial eucalypts.
The figures are something like from 50 to take it over the 500 mark in regards to koala food trees.
The Koala Foundation wants to know what will happen in the meantime.
What are they going to do? Are they going to ask the koalas to pack their bags and move to some offset site?
The planning minister will have the final say.
Australia's first class for deaf-blind students in a mainstream school has opened up. The class was set up after ABC News reported on a family struggling to find the support needed to enroll their son in their local public school. The school has discovered that accommodating one student has paved the way for many others.
Ari Bennett is enjoying his first weeks at Tenambit Primary.
When I drop him off at school, he is excited. Mwah. Bye. Ready? Come on.
The 4-year-old is deaf and blind. So he needs support to engage with what's around him through touch.
His first few weeks have been really good.
Jamie chose this school because other students here use Auslan, but was told he couldn't have one-to-one assistance in a supported class.
He really needed that one-to-one support.
After the ABC reported Ari's story and following Jamie's advocacy, the New South Wales Education Department created a class structure just for deafblind students.
There is now a process and a system that other students can look at as a model for accessing education.
Under that, the school hired a proudly deaf teacher who uses sign language.
Nose.
And a learning support officer. They also remodelled the drop-off zone and improved various parts of the school.
So the thing about putting in a ramp for students like Ari means the school is now accessible for a range of other students too.
This will mean that those students have an easier transition into school and will have better life outcomes.
Ari's mum thinks welcoming more students with disability will be good for the whole school.
Being raised around disability and it just being a normal thing makes them better people.
One mother's win, benefiting many.
And now the weather with Alianza Nunes.
Thanks, Sonia. Here's the weather for tomorrow. Let us start with Dili. Cloudy with showers and a thunderstorm in the afternoon, a high of 31 and a low of 25. Humid with cloud and thunderstorm in Baucau, a top temperature of 28 and a low of 22. Cloudy and breezy with a couple of thunderstorms in Lauting, a top temperature of 28 and a low of 23. Bobonaro looks cloudy and humid with a chance of a thunderstorm in the afternoon, a top temperature of 27 and a low of 20 degrees. And morning showers in Aileu, otherwise cloudy, temperatures ranging between 24 and 18. Looking abroad now. In Kupang, breezy with rain and thunderstorms, a high of 28 and a low of 25 degrees. Bali is looking cloudy with thunderstorms, especially later in the day, a top temperature of 32 and a low of 24 degrees. Mostly cloudy with thunderstorms in Jakarta, a high of 32 and a low of 24. Cool and cloudy in Seoul with occasional rain in the afternoon, temperatures ranging between 8 and 2. An overcast day in Darwin with rain and thunderstorms, a high of 29 and a low of 26 degrees. Sydney can expect a morning shower with a partly sunny and breezy afternoon, a top temperature of 27 and a low of 21. Lisbon is looking cloudy and cooler with a couple of morning showers and rain later in the afternoon, a high of 14 and a low of 9 degrees. Mostly cloudy in London, temperatures ranging between 14 and 7. and mostly cloudy and drizzling in Belfast, a top of 11 and a low of 3 degrees. That's all for now. Back to you, Sonia.
Thanks, Alianza, and thanks for joining us again on the program. RTTL World News will be back with more stories on Thursday. Bye for now.